What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about me going all in on NIO stock here. So why did I do that? How much did I buy? What's my full speculative position? Diving into that today. If you like the content, please like and sub. And let's see how much NIO stock I just bought. So let's hop on Robinhood. Here we are on Robinhood. So NIO today is 12.28. It's down about 1%, which is fine, I guess. So it's at 12.20. Let's see how much it's gone up over the last month, though. It's up about $5 over the last month, which makes it kind of difficult to buy. But I do think it's had crazy news come out over the last month, so I still think it's a good deal. So I bought 110 shares at $12, and I had bought 10 shares earlier. So about 100 shares at $12 per share, market value of about $1,350 right now. I've made like 30 so far, which is just peanuts. You can see I'm leveraging 100 shares, which I will not be giving up to make a little extra money on them, which is doing quite nicely. So let's see why I bought 110 shares. All right, so as we see on Robinhood, I have 110 shares at $12 a share. So that is my full-fledged position. I really wouldn't want to go more than that because that is about 1/10 of the value that I have in my stocks. And for speculative plays, you really shouldn't have more than 5%. But I do truly feel like NIO is kind of falling out of Speculationville right now just because the revenues are growing so nicely and they're growing so well. So why I done did it? Why'd I done do it? So June sales report was the main thing, and I made a video specifically on the June sales report, so I'll link that in the description, but mainly just the June sales report. And that made it blow up from about $7 to like $12 where it is now. So the growth was a lot just from the sales report, but I'm still so stinking bullish on how they're gonna do the next quarter in September. So they cranked out 10,331 vehicles, which was good, and then June was a historical month with 3,740, which was historical. So we have to imagine going to next quarter, they're going to be just cranking out vehicles like crazy. Hopefully, if you're a shareholder, hopefully. Year-over-year growth was 179%. So the year-over-year growth has been crazy, crazy, crazy high as well, which is awesome. So it's nice to see that the growth is going to be expanding so much as well. Hopefully it will continue on to next quarter, which is the bullish thesis right now. The CFO said he secured funding. So one of my big problems with this one is the cash burn on this one. So if you look at their just earnings and revenues and everything, you'll see that they have a large amount of cash burn with each revenue. Hopefully they get to profitability somewhere in like 2021 potentially, but it's going to be a while where they're just dumping cash down the drain to expand. And that's just how it goes with some of these large growth companies. They're over COVID, and I can say that because I'm not monetized. So they are over COVID. Clearly with the amount of sales they've had, they are over COVID. The big things for me was the funding, which they've secured, and I still don't like the cash burn, but they got the funding. They're over the COVID, which I hate anything right now that can't, something's going to get dinged by COVID, I don't want to touch it. Not at all. It scares the crap out of me. I love that their June amount of sales were historical, and I'm super bullish on the next quarter, and so is the CFO. He said he's going to at least meet, well, he didn't say it specifically, but basically saying we're going to meet or excel the next quarter in September. So that would be awesome as well. I'll throw a few reasons why maybe you shouldn't touch NIO stock up on the board here now, though. What are a few reasons maybe you should not touch NIO stock? So they're in the biggest EV fight with Tesla, and oh my gosh, that's not a girl you want to fight. She's going to beat you up 9 times out of 10. So Tesla has been growing like crazy. They just released earnings. They were awesome. They've flown from like 900 to almost $2,000 per share as of late. So they're flying, which brings me to my next point. Are the EVs in a bubble right now? I mean, NIO stock this year was at like $4 or something like that, and it's all the way up to 12 now. So with the June sales report, does that justify a tripling of the stock? And for me, I think it's just going to keep, revenue is going to keep going like crazy. And I've been concretely proven now, I feel like, that they're going to do well in the future, when before it was more speculative, not sure on sale. So I feel that possibly Tesla's in a bubble. I don't really feel that NIO stock is in a bubble myself right now. So cash burn, that's still a concern here, guys. They got some money, but they are dumping a lot of cash down the drain. Just go ahead and look at some of their balance sheets. Go ahead and look at all of the money they've been burning, their revenues, how much it costs to get their revenue, and they really are burning quite a bit of money. So they've gotten some cash secured, which is great. I love that, but they still are burning quite a bit of cash. So in my bullish thesis, they get to profitability sooner rather than later in my mindset. And then what's your mindset, guys? Do you think internal combustion engines, do you guys think that's the future? Or do you think it's going to go to EVs? For me, I see way more EVs on the road now. I think we're going to head that way. I think in 10, 15 years perhaps, I don't think many people are going to be buying a new vehicle that is not an EV. I think everybody's going to start driving the EVs around, the electric vehicles. So what's your mindset? If your mindset is still, I think internal combustion is going to be around for the next 100 years, then don't touch this one. Don't buy into anything that you don't truly believe in. So I do think electric vehicles are going to be the way to go in the future here. So let's dive into my shares, what I plan on doing with my 110 shares, and when I'm holding them. Okay, so what's my plan with my shares? So I have 110 shares at $12 a share. You guys saw that when we looked on the Robinhood app. So 110 shares at 12. Why did I buy that much? So I like theta plays, and I have another video on cash covered calls, and I'm going to leverage my 100 shares, and since there's so much volatility, you can get quite a high premium saying, I'll give you these shares for this amount of money on this date. I really don't want to sell my NIO shares though, so I'm putting the premium and the price. So I have, I believe, a $15 cash covered call out right now on NIO. I've made like $30 on that just to keep kind of making money and leveraging my shares, but I really don't want to lose these shares. So I would take a loss if it got beyond that and sell my contract for a loss if it had to, because I have no real wish to sell these shares right now. So theta plays, I'm going to try and leverage my 100 shares with the volatility, make some money off of that. I definitely plan on holding till September of 2020, which is when they think the next earnings are going to be. That is when earnings are. And I personally believe earnings are going to be awesome. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. Look into yourself, make your own choices, all that good jazz, but I think the earnings for September are going to be awesome. Would I sell? So let's say it gets up to $20. Would I sell $30? Would I sell $40? I would have to see a significant overvaluation before I would sell, and I really, really would love to hold on these 110 shares up until September. No matter what happens, I plan on holding at least 20, 30 shares till September because I just want to see what happens, and that's just mega home run. That's like 6 home runs in a row they could hit potentially in September like they did with the June sales report. So if they have a similar thing like the June sales report, it could get crazy. So guys, this is what I'm doing with NIO. I'm all in. I'm pushing all the chips and all the stacks in there. So I'm pushing them all in, and that is what I'm doing. So if you like the content, like and sub. I'll keep you guys up to date what I do with my shares, and you guys take care. Hopefully you make tons of money.